Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. You ready to up your money game?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so today we're diving into the world of money management.
Always a hot topic.
It really is. And to guide us on this journey, we're turning to an article from Capital One.
Capel One. Interesting.
Yeah. You know, they're not just about credit cards. It turns out they have some pretty solid financial advice too.
Well, that's good to know. What's the article called?
It's titled 7 Money Management Tips to Help Improve Your Finances. It was just published last month, so it's super recent.
Fresh off the press. I like it.
Right. So they kick things off by defining, like, what is money management? Because it's one of those terms that seems kind of obvious, but when you really think about it, it's more than just, budgeting.
It's true. It's a bigger picture kind of thing, right?
Exactly. It's about understanding your entire financial situation, like where your money's coming from, where it's going, and then making conscious choices to align your finances with your goals.
It's like having a financial strategy, just like you'd have a strategy for any other area of your life. Like you wouldn't run a marathon without, some kind of training plan, right?
Right.
It's about having that same level of intentionality with your money.
Totally. And that's really what I took away from this article, is that it's not about being a financial expert. It's about having a plan and taking those small steps.
Exactly. Small steps lead to big results, especially when it comes to finances.
100%. So are you ready to dive into Capital One's 7 tips?
Let's do it.
Okay. Tip number 1, a classic for a reason. Create a budget. And they break it down into 3 really simple steps. First, calculate your income. Figure out how much money you're bringing in each month.
After taxes, of course.
Yes, after taxes. Then track your expenses. Where is that money actually going?
The coffee, the takeout, the online shopping sprees.
Oh, they know me too well. But seriously, track everything. And then step 3, find the difference between your income and your expenses.
And that, my friend, is where the magic happens.
Right. What do you do with that difference? Well, that's where you get to make choices that align with your financial goals.
Exactly. Are you trying to pay down debt? Save for a down payment on a house? Finally take that dream vacation. That difference between your income and your expenses is the key.
I love that. It's so empowering to think about it that way. And you know what I also appreciate about this article is that they emphasize you don't need some fancy spreadsheet or budgeting software to make it work.
Nope. You can keep it as simple as pen and paper if that's what works for you.
Exactly. Whatever system works best for you. The key is to just do it.
Could not agree more. Budgeting is the foundation of good money management. It's like step 1.
Totally. So we're budgeting, we're tracking our spending, but what about those surprise expenses that always seem to pop up at the worst possible time? Like when your car decides to play a symphony on your dashboard?
Ah, yes. The dreaded check engine light.
Yeah.
Or, that unexpected medical bill. Life throws curveballs, am I right?
All the time.
Yeah.
And that's where Capital One's next tip comes in. Creating an emergency fund. It's like that financial safety net.
It's your peace of mind. Knowing you have a cushion to absorb those unexpected costs without totally derailing your finances.
Exactly. So we're going to talk more about emergency funds, how much to save, and where to keep it a little later.
I'm looking forward to it.
But for now, let's shift gears and talk about the future, specifically retirement.
Yes. The golden years.
Right. And Capital One's 3rd tip is all about saving for those golden years. They mention a few different options: 401ks, 403bs, traditional IRAs, and Roth IRAs.
It's alphabet soup out there.
I know, right? It can feel a little overwhelming. Do you ever get those acronyms mixed up?
Sometimes, I'll admit. But the good news is you don't need to be a financial expert to grasp the basics.
Right. That's what we're here for, to break it down and make it digestible.
Exactly. So let's start with the 401k and the 403b. These are employer-sponsored retirement plans, kind of like a perk that some companies offer to help their employees save for retirement.
It's like they're giving you a little bonus to help you save for the future.
Exactly. Now, traditional and Roth IRAs, on the other hand, those are individual retirement accounts.
Yeah.
So you set those up yourself.
Okay, so those are more for freelancers or people who don't have access to a 401k through their employer.
Exactly. Or even if you do have a 401k, you might choose to open an IRA as an additional way to save for retirement.
Got it.
And each of these options, they have their own pros and cons when it comes to things like, tax advantages and how much you can contribute each year.
Right. So it's worth doing a little research or talking to a financial advisor to figure out which option is best for your specific situation.
Exactly. Don't just assume one size fits all. Figure out what works best for you.
So true. And one of the best pieces of advice I picked up from this article, it came from a Capital One employee, actually. Her name is Beth Sabin, and she recommends contributing at least enough to your 401k to get the full employer match if your company offers one.
It's free money.
It literally is. Why would you say no to free money? Seriously. That's like the golden rule of 401k. Get that match.
Right. Maximize those contributions.
Exactly. And, even if you're just starting out in your career and you don't think you can afford to contribute a lot, even a small amount can make a big difference over time, thanks to this magical thing called compound interest.
Compound interest is like your money's best friend.
It really is. It's like the snowball effect of finance. The more you contribute, the more it grows. And the more it grows, the more you'll thank your past self for starting early.
It's like a gift to your future self.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about budgeting, tracking our spending, even planning for the future with retirement savings. But even with the best laid plans, sometimes debt happens.
It's a part of life for many of us.
Totally. And it can feel kind of scary and overwhelming, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you don't have the right tools and strategies to manage it effectively. Right. Which brings us to Capital One's fifth tip: manage debt. They present a few different methods: snowball, avalanche, and consolidation. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, can we just break down each method?
Absolutely. It's all about finding the method that best suits your financial personality and your goals.
Okay, so let's start with the snowball method,
Hmm.
which, full disclosure, this is the one I'm most drawn to, personally. It's all about tackling the smallest debts first.
Yes. The snowball method, it's all about building momentum and staying motivated.
Exactly. It's like that feeling of checking things off your to-do list, You pay off that smallest debt and you're like, boom, one down, four to go.
It's a great strategy, especially if you're someone who thrives on those quick wins.
Totally. Seeing those debts disappear one by one, it can be super motivating.
It's very empowering.
Hmm.
But, and this is important to keep in mind, the snowball method, it might not always be the most, cost-effective in the long run.
True, because it focuses on paying off the smallest debts first, regardless of their interest rates. So you might actually end up paying more in interest overall compared to some of the other methods.
Exactly. And that's where the avalanche method comes in. So with the avalanche method, you're focusing on tackling the debts with the highest interest rates first.
So it's more strategic in a way.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
about minimizing the amount of interest you pay overall, which can save you money in the long run.
That makes a lot of sense, but I can also see how it might not feel as immediately rewarding as the snowball method, right?
That's true. It might take a little longer to see those big wins, those debts disappearing. But remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Very true. Okay, so we've covered snowball and avalanche. What about debt consolidation? That's a third method they talk about.
Right. So debt consolidation, it basically involves taking out a new loan to pay off multiple existing debts.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of having 5 different credit card payments, you just have one payment.
Oh, that sounds kind of nice. Just simplifying everything.
Right. We could definitely streamline things, make it easier to manage your monthly payments. But, and this is a big but, it's crucial to read the fine print and make sure you're not actually ending up with a higher interest rate or any hidden fees.
Always read the fine print. That's good advice for pretty much everything in life.
Pretty much. Especially when it comes to finances.
Okay, so we've covered budgeting, tracking our spending, saving for retirement, and managing debt. What's next on Capital One's list of money management must-dos?
Well, this next tip, it's something that a lot of people might not think about until they actually need it, but it's so important. Building credit.
Ah, yes. Building good credit. Because, it's not just about getting approved for a credit card. A good credit score, it can impact so many other areas of your life.
It's true. It can affect things like your ability to rent an apartment, get a car loan, even the interest rates you qualify for on those loans.
And sometimes even job applications, right?
Absolutely. Some employers, they actually check credit reports as part of their background checks.
Wow. See, I didn't even realize that until recently. It really is like your financial report card. So how do we build this stellar credit history? What are the key ingredients?
But one of the most important factors is paying your bills on time, consistently.
Makes sense. Don't be late with those payments.
Exactly. Your payment history, it makes up a significant portion of your credit score. So even one late payment, it can actually ding your score.
Okay, so timely payments are key. What else?
Another crucial factor is keeping your credit utilization low.
Okay, credit utilization. That's one of those terms that always trips me up. Can you break that down for me?
Of course. So credit utilization, it basically refers to how much of your available credit you're actually using. So
Yeah.
let's say you have a credit card with a $1,000 credit limit. If you're carrying a balance of $500, your credit utilization is 50%.
Okay, I get it. So lower is better when it comes to credit utilization.
Exactly. Ideally, you want to keep your credit utilization below 30%. Even lower is even better.
So does that mean I should just pay off my credit card balance in full every month?
That's a great goal to have. But it's not the only way to maintain a low credit utilization ratio. Even if you can't pay it off in full, making more than the minimum payment each month can help keep your utilization in check.
Good to know. Okay, so timely payments, credit utilization. What else should we be thinking about when it comes to building credit?
Another factor that lenders look at is the length of your credit history.
Okay, so how long you've been responsibly using credit.
Exactly. Lenders, they like to see a long and positive track record. So if you're thinking about closing an old credit card, you might want to reconsider.
Really? Why is that? I feel like I've heard that closing old credit cards can actually hurt your credit score.
You've heard correctly. It seems counterintuitive, right?
Mhm.
But closing an account, it can actually shorten your overall credit history, which can negatively impact your score.
Wow. Okay, so that's definitely good to know. Keep those old accounts open, even if you're not actively using them.
Exactly. It's all about playing the long game when it comes to credit.
Love that. Playing the long game. So we've talked about building good credit, but what about keeping tabs on it?
Right. Knowing your credit score is essential for making informed financial decisions. And that brings us to Capital One's final tip. Monitor your credit.
Okay, so how do we do that? What's the best way to keep an eye on our credit reports and scores?
Well, Capital One, they actually offer a free tool called CreditWise.
I've heard of that. It's like a one-stop shop for all things credit, right?
Exactly. It gives you access to your credit report and score. And it also provides personalized recommendations for improving your credit health. Plus, it even has a credit score simulator.
Wait, a credit score simulator? What is that?
It's actually a really cool feature. It lets you see how different financial decisions, like, say, applying for a new credit card or paying down a loan, how those decisions might impact your credit score before you actually make them.
Oh, wow. So it's like having a sneak peek into the future of your credit score.
Exactly. It's all about empowering you to make informed decisions.
I love that. So it's not just about blindly applying for credit and hoping for the best.
Nope. It's about being proactive and strategic.
It's like having a financial crystal ball. You get to see those potential outcomes before you even hit that submit button.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, right?
Yeah,
Especially when it comes to your finances.
absolutely. So we've got CreditWise in our toolkit. Any other resources we should know about?
Well, don't forget about annualcreditreport.com. You can get a free credit report from all 3 credit bureaus there: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion.
Right. Once a year, you can check your report from each bureau for free.
It's like a free financial checkup. You get to see what the credit bureaus are seeing, make sure everything's accurate, look for any errors or signs of potential identity theft.
Super important. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. Budgeting, tracking spending, saving for retirement, managing debt, building credit, monitoring your credit.
Whew. It's a lot,
Yeah.
but it's all connected, right?
It really is. It's all part of this bigger picture of taking control of your finances. And you know what I really appreciate about Capital One's approach in this article is that they make it feel manageable. It's not about being a financial expert or having it all figured out.
Right. It's about those small, consistent steps,
Yeah,
building those good financial habits over time.
exactly. We don't have to do everything perfectly right out of the gate. It's a journey, right?
100%. It's about progress, not perfection. And celebrating those small wins along the way.
I love that. Progress over perfection. Okay, so as we wrap up, what's one key takeaway you hope our listeners will walk away with today?
That's a great question. I think for me, it's that financial wellness, it's an ongoing journey. It's not a destination you reach and then you're done.
So true.
It's about continuously learning, adapting, and making choices that align with your values and your goals.
Beautifully said. And remember, everyone, you don't have to go it alone on this financial journey.
There are resources available, like the Capital One article we discussed today, plus many others. Don't be afraid to reach out for help if you need it.
Absolutely. There's no shame in asking for guidance. And hey, we love hearing from our listeners. Share your thoughts on today's episode with us on social media. Let us know what's one small step you're going to take to improve your financial well-being.
Until next time, everyone, stay financially curious.